Hello, and well, I guess I'll say good afternoon, guys. Today it's Sunday, May 1st, 2022, and this will be the first weekly roundup video that I've done in weeks. So I'll give you guys a little bit of an update on what's been going on with me outside of the channel as of late. So in recent weeks, I actually had COVID-19, and I gotta admit, I was pretty sick for the first few days that I had it. And then after that, I started getting a lot better after that. And then finally, I tested negative, and then I was able to thankfully go back to work. But yeah, that was not a fun period of time for me last month. So if I've been a little bit MIA as of late, truth is there's been stuff in my personal life that I've been, well, trying to catch up on as of late. So yeah, that's been a bit of a stinker, a real stinker. So as I say that, though, the good news is I'm back to normal, and I'm just glad that's over. Jesus Christ. If you don't have to get that virus, don't get it. I'm just saying, you're pretty sick for the first few days that you get it. I had a sore throat, runny nose, cough, and I had a slight fever the first night that I had it. And I had muscle spasms in my neck, and I felt pretty weak for a day or two, a couple of days. But after that, I started feeling a lot better, and then I was considerably better after 4 days. And then I was able to thankfully go back to work a couple of days later because I finally tested negative. So yeah, that was not fun. Thankfully, I was able to do a couple of videos now that I've wanted to do. I've got one big elephant in the room that I still need to do a video for, but as I say, I've been trying to catch up on other things. And yeah, and then there was something else that came up, and as soon as I get this video uploaded, don't be surprised if you find that I upload a second video today. And let's just say if you are my viewer, Andre, certain viewer, Andre, sorry, fake cough. I think you especially might really enjoy what I've got to say in that video. Also to Nhl and Sean, I've seen your comments on my Arizona Coyotes video I uploaded in the past few days. I do intend to get to responding to those pretty quick here. I just wanted to get this video made because once I get this video made, you guys are gonna laugh, but let's just say I've got some bedroom house cleaning to do. I need to get some stuff done, and yeah, my day tomorrow is gonna be a tad bit on the busy side, so I better get some crap done on my end here at home before I go have my busy day tomorrow. But in terms of weekly roundup talk, I know the USFL has started up. I don't know how their ratings have been. I haven't really given them much of a watch. I did catch the end of one game. I gotta admit, though, when it comes to springtime football, I'm a little bit more intrigued about the upcoming XFL 3.0. That's something next year. But in the meantime, I mean, I will probably give the USFL a watch or two here. Hopefully, unlike the XFL 2.0, they'll actually be able to complete a full season. Ay. That was unfortunate, and it wasn't the XFL's fault when they had to shut down in 2020. It's because of this stupid COVID virus. Jesus Murphy, I can't wait for this pandemic to be over. It's been bloody horrible. And that's a rather modest way of putting it. And coincidentally, here I am having a bit of a cough after talking about it. So, talking about uniforms in sports, what can I mention here real quick? The Canucks did wear their skate jersey for back-to-back games. Oh, that might just be something that I end up doing a video about. That might come out after this one. As you can tell, when I think about the fact that I thankfully don't have COVID-19 anymore, I actually happen to be in slightly better spirits now, which is good. What the hell was I going to say besides that? So I've actually heard that supposedly the Anaheim Ducks might be moving towards making that orange third jersey of theirs as their full-time home jersey starting next season. I gotta be honest with you, it's not my favorite uniform in the world, but if they do go with it full-time and with a matching away, I do think it would be an upgrade over what they're wearing right now. I actually would like to see the Ducks take their orange jersey, put the silver triangle back on the Mighty Ducks logo, and remove that khaki gold off of the jerseys and just be simply orange, black, and white. And maybe a bit of silver as well. Yeah, it'll be just like the Flyers, but hey, I mean, with the Edmonton Oilers, by the sounds of things, thankfully going back to being a blue team again next season, are you telling me that we can't have one orange and black team in the West and one orange and black team in the East? Of course we can, especially if their jersey designs are significantly different. I mean, the Islanders striping is significantly different than the Edmonton Oilers royal blue jerseys. And I'm talking about the white one as well. So they can do that. That's totally fine. And they both look great. Why can't the Anaheim Ducks and the Philadelphia Flyers do that too? But I'm actually hoping that with this new Reverse Retro 2.0 program, or the second round of Reverse Retro uniforms coming out next season, I do want to see a jade-colored Mighty Ducks jersey. I do think that it would be a really nice Reverse Retro option, and it's going to be a guaranteed gold mine for jersey sales. There's no doubt about it. Was there anything else that I heard? I also heard that Washington's supposedly doing a black Screaming Eagle jersey. I mean, I guess it'll be an interesting new take on things, but you know, I get that there was a blue, black, and bronze era in Washington Capitals uniform history, but I wish it never existed. I really don't like the idea of Washington revisiting that. I mean, I think it'll be all right for a one-year thing, I guess, but I don't know. I would have rather seen a blue reverse retro of their red and white jerseys from when they first joined the National Hockey League back in the 70s. But anyway, I guess that's not going to happen, even though I think it'd be 10 times better than a black Screaming Eagle jersey. It seems like everybody's got a black jersey nowadays, even though there are certain teams that I would prefer to have wearing black over what they're wearing right now. Like, for example, there was the Arizona Coyotes until they went full-time retro this year. I do prefer their current jerseys over the ones they replaced, even though I will miss the Sedona red jersey, I'm not going to lie, even though it wasn't the greatest jersey ever made. And when it comes to the Vancouver Canucks, that skate jersey is pretty good. But I mean, I do think there are too many teams that have black or navy blue again, and I think it's kind of like in some cases, for me, it depends on the teams. Like, Toronto should not have a black jersey, in my opinion. Washington should not have a black jersey, in my opinion, once again. And, you know, I'd like to see the Edmonton Oilers, if they're going to have a navy blue jersey, if they do the Todd McFarlane jersey of the 2000s and they bring that back, sure. But that current third jersey of theirs, it's got to go. But I hear it is sticking around for one more season, which, if the Oilers return to royal blue full-time, I can live with that for one more year. That's for sure. With Carolina, I'll be curious to see if maybe they decide to have a change of heart and go back to wearing red in the playoffs again. I don't think they will. They seem to always wear black in the playoffs, and I think it's stupid. But I'd really like to see Carolina reconsider that and wear red in the playoffs. I mean, I don't know. It's just, with Carolina, I think they should be a red team first, unless they decided to bring back the black third jersey from the Reebok era. I still think that's the best jersey the Hurricanes have ever used. Even though, you know, I hear the talk about how it only represents a tropical storm, but I still think that design is 100 times nicer looking than their current third jersey, not going to lie. I've also noticed that Nashville has worn their Stadium Series jersey for at least a couple of games outside of the Stadium Series, even though I think that design is absolute garbage. I'm glad that at least they're keeping the design around for a little bit of usage after the outdoor game. Also with, even with Toronto, I mean, why did they not wear that navy blue Arenas uniform for a second game? I would have rather seen that than a new black jersey for the Leafs. I mean, I can live with a navy blue design for Toronto simply because it still respects the heritage of being blue, some kind of blue and white. But black, no. I still think that, if their new third jersey was navy blue instead of black, I could live with it, even though it would still not be a great design. At least that's obviously what I think of it. You may not agree. But yeah, I don't know. I think it stinks that here's Nashville wearing a garbage Stadium Series uniform for multiple games and actually getting some use out of it, which even though I hate the uniform, I do tip my hat to the Predators and respect them for at least wearing it for a few games or a game or two outside of the outdoor game, which I think is great. Tampa Bay actually wore their white Stadium Series uniform for a home game against Nashville, both teams wearing their Stadium Series outfits. And, it was nice to see Tampa Bay break that uniform out for a second time. I mean, even the St. Louis Blues, I've noticed that they've been wearing their beige, and Buffalo too. Both of them have worn their outdoor jerseys this season, but Minnesota did not bother to wear it after the outdoor game, which I thought was absolutely ridiculous. I mean, is it the greatest design I've seen? No. There are things about it that I don't completely agree with, but it was actually an all right uniform. And I think it's a shame that they only wore it for that one game. Same with the Maple Leafs. Like, why? I mean, the Arenas jersey up close that they came out with this year, I mean, the navy on navy Arenas word mark looked a little bit silly. But, when you see the whole uniform on the ice, it was actually a very pleasant uniform. And it was a much better uniform matchup than I thought it would be. I didn't really, I was impartial to Buffalo's jersey when it was unveiled, and I thought, oh, great, here's another royal blue and gold team bringing out a beige jersey. How cliche. But when Buffalo wore their outdoor jersey, the beige one this year, I was extremely impressed. I was very pleased with what I saw. I didn't think I would like it as much as I did. But, even Buffalo decided to wear it for an extra game or two, and I respect the hell out of Buffalo for that. I don't know why Toronto and Minnesota did not bother wearing it for more than one game. I did a rant video about that in the past 2 or 3 years where I talked about, the fact that I wish that teams would wear their outdoor uniforms for more than one game. I still share that view. I mean, even though I think Nashville's Stadium Series uniform they brought out this year was an absolute dumpster fire, I mean, I respect the hell out of them for the fact that, hey, they came up with this design. They dotted the I's, they crossed the T's, and signed off on that dumpster fire of a uniform. But at least they wore it for another game or two after the outdoor game and got some usage out of it. I respect the Predators for it, even though that uniform sucks. And hopefully we never see it again. But as I say that, though, I mean, the only thing that sucked about it was the Smashville word mark on the front. If they just put their normal logo on the front of that, and made the uniform navy blue and had all the elements of it with navy blue instead of some elements like the helmet and I think the socks too being gold, if those were navy blue as well, that would actually be a very nice third jersey. So, I mean, when the teams that have crappier uniforms like the Bolts, oh, did I say that? I meant the Tampa Bay Lightning and the Predators. Well, Smashville, I guess. I guess I'm just making fun of them a little bit there, throwing some shade for that uniform they came up with. But when even those two teams that had the worst outdoor jerseys out of the batch were wearing theirs beyond the outdoor game this year, why can't Toronto and Minnesota do that too? I think it's such a missed opportunity, and it's really disappointing because I like it. Even the crappy uniforms, seeing them get a little bit more than just one stupid game, I think is nice to see. But anyway, is there anything else I wanted to touch base on? The Winnipeg Blue Bombers. It's been nice to see some CFL teams doing third jerseys again. It's been too long. But what Winnipeg came up with, I'm sorry. Yet another royal blue jersey, this time with their W logo on the front. Like, could you not have at least done a gold jersey? I mean, logos on the front of jerseys look stupid in football. They're not hockey jerseys. They're just not. Like, I would have rather seen the Blue Bombers make this new third jersey of theirs navy blue. So at least it was something a little bit more different. I mean, I don't mind teams, depending on the uniforms, having a third jersey that's the same color or shade as their home jersey. Like, for example, the Pittsburgh Penguins. I actually, I like the third jersey they brought out, the old 90s jersey with the Pittsburgh word mark. I've always felt that was a good jersey. Not as good as their home jersey, nowhere near, but still a nice jersey nonetheless. I mean, the only thing I hate about the Adidas version of it is the logo on the shoulders. Why is it not the front crest on their home jersey? I've always wanted to see that design brought back with the skating penguin on the shoulders with the triangle behind it. That's what I really wanted to see Pittsburgh bring back with that twist instead of the Robo Penguin. And they did the Stadium Series skating penguin without the triangle. Like, what the hell were they thinking? They did the same thing with the reverse retro last year. Like, why? That was just dumb. That was just so dumb. And, as I say, I mean, if a team has a good third jersey, I don't mind if it's, or what I should say is a third jersey that I like. If it's the same color as their primary colored uniform, like the Pittsburgh Penguins, and I like the design, then I don't mind. But when it's a design like Winnipeg's, I mean, I thought it was really mediocre. And, of course, it's an all monochrome royal blue Power Ranger jumpsuit. I'm sick of monochrome. I'm sick of this two-tone monochrome crap. I'm sick of color on color with no white. I'm sick of monochrome football uniforms. I mean, it's unfortunate. I mean, the jersey design itself that the Blue Bombers came up with was actually a decent traditional design, even though I have to throw a bit of crap at the Blue Bombers for taking design cues from their arch nemesis, the Saskatchewan Roughriders. That's the same shoulder striping that the Roughriders' beautiful throwbacks have. Why would you want that design on your uniform? I mean, I guess the colors are drastically different. Yeah, I'll give them that, but the W on the front of the jersey, that's just a humongous no-no for me. But yeah, I mean, at least it's nice to finally see some new jerseys in the CFL again. I mean, Ottawa brought out a red third jersey last season, which was just a red flip of their main jerseys, which, hey, I mean, it's about time that Ottawa at least gave us a third jersey that wasn't a colossal heap of garbage, even though it still looks too much like a Calgary Stampeders uniform to me. And I'm not a fan of Ottawa's new away uniform either, even though I like that they've tried to include a little bit of plaid on it. I wish that, either they'd go all in on plaid striping or something, or don't do it at all. I miss the old, when I look at old photos of the Ottawa Rough Riders of the 1980s, those uniforms were nice. That's what I'd love to see the Red Blacks go to. And I have to say something else about the Red Blacks. That name sounds like something that would come out of a European rugby league, not a football team. I don't care that they were trying to do English to French or a name that's bilingual friendly. Like, just come up with a good name. I mean, why couldn't they have just gone with Ottawa Renegades and left all the branding the same? They've got a great logo. I love the R Sawblade logo. It's one of the nicest modern logos I've seen made in the past 15 years. It's really well done. I like it. And, they should have kept that logo, but just gone with Ottawa Renegades again. That was a good name. Better than Red Blacks, even though the Red Blacks have had success with their branding and with their time in the CFL so far compared to the Renegades. And I'm just moving my camera over here. so that you guys can watch the Robin. I give you guys a little extra entertainment today. But yeah, so I got some stuff to work on. I've been actually having a little bit of an issue with my telephone because it ran out of memory, which sucked. And then I did upload a video to Facebook last month through this cell phone for the monthly update video. And that's something I got to talk about here real quick. So I'm going to re-download that Facebook app now that I've actually got some storage room on my iPhone here. And I really want to do another update video and upload it. It was a bit of a headache on my iPhone last month, but I think now that I'm starting to figure out how to use Facebook upload through mobile devices like my iPhone here, I've got some optimism for the coming months as I start to figure out how to upload videos through my cell phone here directly to Facebook. So if I can get that figured out, I noticed that the upload time was much, much, much better than my laptop computer. So that's a little bit of something optimistic to share. But anyway, guys, is there anything else I really wanted to mention at this point? I'm just trying to think. Oh yeah, the NHL playoffs. I think Edmonton will wear navy blue at home again. I just hope and pray that Pittsburgh doesn't get stupid this year like they did last year and wear their alternate as the home uniform. The fact that Pittsburgh wore gold at home instead of their home uniform, that was just dumb. I'm so glad that they don't have that option this year with that third jersey. I'm glad it's gone, even though I love the color. But I don't know why Pittsburgh insisted on that uniform. I don't care if Sidney Crosby wanted to supposedly wear it for the playoffs. You know, you've got classic home and away jerseys. Use those. Use those. You know what would be funny if Toronto wore black for the playoffs? Oh God, if they did that, I think I'd have a broken computer. I'd punch a hole through it. I'd be like, "What are you doing, Toronto? You bunch of idiots!" I mean, imagine that, eh? If Toronto wore black for the playoffs instead of blue. But speaking of the Leafs, they're playing the Lightning, and they're going to have an inter-squad playoff matchup because their jerseys are basically the same. How lame is that? Oh, that's brutal. That just sucks. That just sucks. I'm not looking forward to that. Let's see. In terms of playoff matchups, what will we get for uniforms? I'm just thinking Colorado will stick with their home and away for sure. Dallas will. Nashville, Calgary will. Oh yeah, there's something about the playoffs I have to mention too. I'm so glad that the Golden Knights have finally missed the playoffs for the first time in franchise history. Now, if you're a Golden Knights fan, I have to give you credit. Your team came out and just kicked ass. The fact that every season, up until this point, they've made the playoffs, if that's not worthy of some type of acknowledgement, I don't know what is. That is so incredible that they did that. But yeah, that sucked. You know, I don't like it when an expansion team just comes in and just takes over and just comes in and magically goes all the way to the Stanley Cup final. I mean, I got to give credit to the Golden Knights. I mean, the fact that they got there in their first season and almost won the cup, that's incredible. I have to give them credit where it's due. That's never been done before in the modern era of hockey. And the last time that happened was back in the 67-68 season when the Blues went to the finals because the NHL set it up so that one of the new expansion teams, if I remember correctly, and correct me if I'm wrong, I think they intentionally set it up that year so that one of the expansion teams would be guaranteed a Stanley Cup final berth or a chance to play for the Cup. So, you know, the fact that the Golden Knights did that in their very first season in 2018 is incredible. It really is. But, you know, to see them finally miss the playoffs, I know you're not going to be happy with me saying this as if you are a Golden Knights fan, but I'm so glad your team finally missed the show. Finally missed the playoffs for the first time. But yeah, I have to commend the Golden Knights for the fact that it's taken them this long to finally miss the playoffs, though. Much respect there. But Seattle, though, has been a proper expansion team in my books. They've come in and they sucked in their first year. So if you're a Kraken fan, I mean, give it some time. You'll be having a team in at some point that'll be a team that you'll be going, wow, this team is amazing. Your day will come, trust me. It may not happen right away. It might happen next season. But you will eventually have a playoff-worthy team, and you'll go from there. I mean, it's the same like it was with us, or with our team here in BC when the Canucks joined the NHL back in the 70s. Obviously, I wasn't alive then. But when the Canucks first joined the NHL, they weren't a great team either, so it happens. You pay your dues, and eventually your team makes it to the playoffs. And then if you cheer for a team like the Canucks, then you eventually get used to being disappointed every year. So join the party, Seattle. Welcome aboard. But yeah, I'm sure that the Kraken will eventually be a team worth watching. Trust me. It's not a matter of if, it's only a matter of when. Now, anyways, guys, I've been talking for almost 27 minutes. I'm going to call it a wrap at this point. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. As for the future of these weekly Roundup podcasts, there's still some stuff I want to do on my end, and then I'm going to be making an announcement. I don't know when it's going to happen at this point because I've had a lot on my plate as of late because I've been trying to catch up with stuff in my personal life after being sidelined with COVID. Yeah, that was not fun. So once I get some of my you-know-what together, my SH_T together on my end, yeah, there'll come a point where I will be doing some kind of special announcement video. It might even be a live stream, but don't get your hopes up on that, though. But I think it would be kind of nice to maybe do a live stream. I haven't done one yet this year. Well, I did one back around New Year's Day. I tested it on my phone. I couldn't believe it, but YouTube actually let me do a live stream, even though I don't even have 200 subs. So that was pretty cool. But speaking of YouTube, though, I mean, I did a video recently about their monetization rules and eligibility requirements. And I must say, they got to make it easier for longtime channels that have been around for at least 5 years to hit monetization if they're going to monetize and make money off of YouTubers' content when they don't even have 1,000 subs. That to me is not right. But if they offered some kind of, some type of easier path for people that have been around for a long time, like maybe not needing as many subs to meet the requirements for their monetization eligibility, then I could live with it a little bit more. But the way it is now, it's BS. And Sean, I completely agree with you on that. So guys, I'll call it a wrap at this point. Until my next video, you guys, which I do plan to upload another one later today. True story. Take care, guys. And as I always say, bye for now.